As we enter 2025, a year filled with both hope and uncertainty, it's clear that the battles shaping our world, both political and military, are far from over. Welcome to Infographic Vision. Today we delve into the global hotspots defining the year ahead, exploring the conflicts and the possible outcomes. The Russia-Ukraine war continues to evolve with significant developments. Ukraine has integrated advanced technologies such as Western drones and missiles. This highlights the growing role of high-tech warfare in the conflict. In addition, the battle for control over the electromagnetic spectrum has intensified, with Ukraine deploying electronic warfare systems to counter Russian jamming and drone threats. Meanwhile, the future President Donald Trump's stance has been full of criticisms towards the U.S. military support for Ukraine. Trump has described the decision to provide Ukraine with long-range weapons as stupid and expressed frustration over not being consulted. He has consistently advocated for direct negotiations with Russian President Vladimir Putin and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, aiming to negotiate an end to the war and pushing for an immediate ceasefire. Although Trump promises to end the conflict quickly, the specifics of his approach remain unclear, and concerns have arisen regarding the future of U.S. support for Ukraine under his leadership. His approach contrasts with continued U.S. aid to Ukraine under the Biden administration, adding uncertainty to the role the U.S. will play moving forward. Syria is undergoing significant political and military transformations following the fall of President Bashar al-Assad's regime on December 8, 2024. The Syrian Salvation Government, led by Hayat Tahrir al-Sham, has established a transitional government in Damascus. Tahrir al-Sham is striving to present a more moderate image to gain international legitimacy and support for reconstruction efforts. The United Nations has expressed concerns about the potential for renewed conflict in northeast Syria, particularly between Turkish-backed and the Kurdish-led Syrian Democratic Forces. International actors are closely monitoring Syria's transition. Western diplomats have engaged with Syria's new leadership to discuss commitments to dismantle chemical weapons and protect minorities and women. The U.S. has emphasized the importance of actions over words in evaluating Syria's new leaders. The future of Syria remains uncertain. While there is cautious optimism about the potential for a more inclusive and stable government, challenges such as economic instability, lawlessness, and the need for national healing persist. The international community's support will be crucial in addressing these challenges and ensuring a peaceful transition. The China-Taiwan conflict remains one of the most significant geopolitical issues, characterized by increasing military tensions, economic pressures, and shifting international dynamics. China has intensified its military activities near Taiwan, conducting naval maneuvers and military exercises in the Taiwan Strait, signaling its growing resolve to assert its claim over Taiwan. In response to China's military posturing, Taiwan has sought increased international support, particularly from the United States, which has approved $571 million in defense assistance to bolster Taiwan's defense capabilities. This support includes military equipment and training, aimed at enhancing Taiwan's ability to defend itself against potential aggression. The U.S. has long been a key ally of Taiwan, and this latest move reflects growing concerns about China's assertiveness in the region. Looking ahead, the situation remains volatile. The risk of escalation remains high, as both China and Taiwan, with backing from international players, continue to engage in actions that could lead to larger regional conflicts. While there are ongoing diplomatic efforts to avoid open warfare, the future of the conflict largely hinges on the decisions made by the involved parties and the international community. The potential for both escalation and peaceful resolution exists, but the ongoing military and economic pressures point to a precarious and uncertain future. Israel and Iran's relationship continues to be defined by heightened tensions, military actions, and shifting strategies, with both nations impacting the broader Middle East landscape. Israel has made significant military strides, especially against regional adversaries in Palestine, Lebanon, and Syria. Following these victories, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has focused on confronting Iran's nuclear and missile programs. Israel's growing regional dominance, alongside the fall of Iran's allies, has led Netanyahu to prioritize confronting Iran directly. On the other hand, Iran is adjusting its few remaining strategies in response, such as focusing more on its nuclear project. Looking ahead, both nations seem poised for a continued cycle of escalation. With Israel increasingly focused on Iran's nuclear capabilities, and Iran trying to take it to the next level and reach for nuclear weapons technology, there are significant risks of the conflict expanding into a larger regional war. Diplomatic efforts may still have a chance to de-escalate tensions, but military confrontations and proxy wars will likely continue to shape the region for the foreseeable future. The trajectory of Israel and Iran's relationship will depend on their respective military and diplomatic maneuvers, and the involvement of international powers could either bring about stabilization or further entrench hostilities. The Sudan conflict, which escalated into full-scale violence in April 2023, involves a power struggle between the Sudanese military and the Rapid Support Forces, RSF, a paramilitary group. The conflict erupted following tensions over a proposed transition to civilian rule and disagreements on military integration into a unified government. Fighting quickly spread across the capital, Khartoum, and into other regions of the country, leading to significant casualties and widespread displacement. The war has exacerbated an already fragile humanitarian situation, with millions of civilians affected by violence, food insecurity, and lack of medical supplies. The international community has expressed concern over the potential for the conflict to further destabilize Sudan and the wider region, especially with neighboring countries facing refugee influxes and security challenges. Efforts for ceasefire agreements have been intermittent, but neither side has shown willingness to back down. The situation may continue to worsen unless there is a shift in the balance of power or a significant international intervention. Long-term prospects for peace will depend on political negotiations, military exhaustion, and external pressure to establish a civilian-led government. Thanks for tuning in to Infographic Vision. If you enjoyed this comparison and want to see more breakdowns of cutting-edge technology and global military advancements, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and ring the notification bell so you don't miss our next video. Let us know in the comments which topic you'd like us to explore next. Until next time, stay informed and stay curious.